now the meta has shaped in such a way that there's so many broken picks in certain positions that you really want them. And if you pick them, they're obviously your offlane or your mid lane Void Spirit, let's say. But you should be able to play with those heroes. You should be able to flex them a little bit, such as Mars. If you pick it, you can't say for sure. It could be mid, it could be safe lane, it could be offlane, right? So.
And so,
keep it flexible.
Sorry, Pigeon, we didn't answer your question. Like, can this go to 5 games? I would definitely like for it to go to 5 games, but in my opinion, Adroit can win 1 game, maybe. So it's probably gonna be 3-0, but I'm hoping for at least 3-1 that we see Adroit get their game on, and then possibly if they get their game on, then maybe they can win 1 more, but I actually think it's like a 3-0 series.
Yeah, if you give Natsumi something like a PL or some of his late game heroes that he can dominate with, and if you get a solid real playmaker on that mid lane, I think that's where they can shine, and that's where we can see a completely different Adroit.
Yeah, I fully agree. You know, it always sucks when we get these 3-0s. It's nice to see a little bit of fight, a little bit of give here and there. Some things are better when they go longer. And speaking of some length, Shaker, big Fissure players that can coming out again for the 2nd game in a row. Feels like this is just still such a staple hero. I feel like for the last year plus, there hasn't been a time where you look at Shaker and go, that's a bad hero.
Yeah, I mean, you have a position 4 that's melee. Not many position 4 melee heroes are really popular right now, but Shaker is one of those heroes who kind of enables your offlane and has some say in the early game. And of course, in the late game, he can carry the game, he can make the plays. So he's definitely always going to be somewhat popular.
Shaker is a game-changing hero. Like, he completely changes the way the game is played, either with the fissures on the offlane or the fissures on the mid lane. His rotations, like you like to talk a lot about that Mirana and how great she is. I think Shaker is perhaps a little bit better than Mirana. Maybe not anymore. I've been proven wrong, and I really like that Mirana at the moment, but Shaker is just as strong, and he brings you the team fight later on. They open up later on with the Death Prophet as well. It gives you that silence versus Void Spirit, and now you don't necessarily have the save, but Shaker can come in handy later on with
it's somewhat of a save, right? Because you have an AoE stun long range in the fissure, and the heroes don't really want to hard commit on the DP because he's gonna jump in and destroy them. So it's kind of a save.
Yeah, you have counter initiation.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, it's definitely really good. But Geek Fam answered with their 2nd pick really well here too. Rubik, we don't really have to talk about that too much, but Void Spirit versus Shaker, even though Void Spirit can suffer versus that Prophet on mid lane, he doesn't suffer versus Shaker. So that rotation is always kind of go wrong for the Earth Shaker. You just use that, assimilate, you pop out on the other side of the fissure and you're fine.
But you're talking, of course, about the early game. Later on, he can really suffer against the Shaker because of the hard lockdowns that he brings out, and also the silence from the Death Prophet can be problematic for him. So it's gonna be a harder later game for this hero, but since everyone's been playing it so much, I feel like they can move pretty well with this hero, so they might be able to dodge all those spells if needed.
I feel like something you just don't want to talk about because I know how much you hate it, but this looks like a great game for Void Spirit from the Eul's potential, right? Because DP, one of those heroes that loves to have that Eul's to buy time. And what have you got waiting when you come down? A Remnant that you can't dodge.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, you should always get the Eul's on the Void Spirit, right? If you're rushing the Axe, it means that you're having a really, really good game. So actually, I think it's like the best item on the hero.
The thing is, it's not only an item that prevents heroes from just TPing away or running away from you, right? It's an item that you need to get versus silences. In this game, you already have the Death Prophet silence most likely hitting you because, as Harry said before, you have Shaker. And Shaker, if you're an Ember, if you're a Void Spirit, you know that there's always a risk of that long-range fissure coming from the trees. You're stunned, and then they follow up with everything else. Eul's kind of helps you reset the fight.
I love this pick, actually. Queen of Pain destroys Death Prophet. Destroys her on the lane, right? So I would really like to see this Death Prophet on another lane. Maybe an off-lane Shaker, Death Prophet, something along those lines, because Queen of Pain is just gonna have an awesome time against him.
That's really not something that's super out of the ordinary. Shaker, Death Prophet offlane, it's completely common and it can happen.
Yeah.
They're really flexible with their draft right now. The only question is the player willing to actually go away from that mid lane to another lane?
That's true. We did see a kind of rising of DP in the off lane a while back, right? I think, especially in the NA region, they were experimenting with that a lot. Two mixed results, but yeah, you can't have on the mid.
I think that's it. With the puck pick, I think that's exactly what they're doing. They will try to rotate the Death Prophet away from the mid lane, put the puck, who has a much easier matchup there.
Not really. I mean, he actually destroys Queen of Pain, so we actually could have seen this coming, right? We just actually didn't know if they were willing to switch the Death Prophet to the offlane, but seems like they are. And this is a really, really nice pick for Adroit. It deals with all of these heroes really well. They're all squishy. They all do really bad against Coil, against Silence. So, and I mean, they have lockdown for the puck, but he's probably going to be the one jumping.
I think Geek fam got a little bit caught out by that feeling that, oh, puck's been nerfed so hard, it wasn't even on your radar, right? It's like, we see this a lot of time. When a hero does get nerfed, everyone ignores it, so you're not even considering it in the draft.
Yeah, it happens. It definitely does happen. It's also about the way you draft right now. You can't really cover that fourth pick with a couple of bans. You only have one to work with. They ban out the Slark instead. By the way, Puck, it's not only good versus Quap here. Void Spirit really suffers versus Puck too, because you have a lot of burst and you have that silence and you have leash later on. So it doesn't even matter even if they try to switch things up and put the Void Spirit on the mid lane. Puck is again going to be fine.
Yeah, and you mentioned the nerfs to the Puck. They might have happened, but Puck is still stronger than he used to be, right? And he would still be even the old Puck without the movement with the second spell, right? He would still be good against all these heroes. So, in my opinion, it's a perfect pick. And those small nerfs, I don't really think they matter that much, especially when this game comes to mind.
Okay, well then rounding this out, what are the teams missing? It feels like Adroit, they've got a decent amount of team fight, they've got some push in there. Geek fam though, no real ability to take towers so far.
Yeah, if you're Geek fam right now, you have to think about your position 1. That will be your true win condition and also objective taker, but it's fine. You can play around your other team. What they go for? PL?
PL.
Okay.
Okay, I like the PL actually. It's good against Lich. It's okay against the Co-op. Later on, the Queen doesn't have enough damage to deal with it, so...
You're probably thinking about heroes like Troll or Sven. If you're on
Sven is banned, so I think Troll
Sven is banned. Yeah, I think Sven and Slark kind of came together, right? If you're banning Sven, if you're banning Slark, you have to ban Sven as well.
I'm afraid, though, if they go for Troll, who seems okay against PL, they don't really have good lockdown for the Troll to hit. So that could be a problem.
It's very easy to snap the call with him, right? If you battle trance is like, okay, follow me to your death.
Maybe a Radiance Lifestealer? Some Radiance hero?
Radiance Lifestealer is pretty dead.
Yeah, it's
right
dead.
Now. I mean, it's an option, but I wouldn't like to see it that much.
Is there a Radiance hero?
Is there a Ricky still in the pool? And Ricky versus Illusions.
Okay, anti-mage.
Yeah, Battle Fury has been reworked here and there, and it's better on anti-mage. I think overall the hero can work. However, I haven't seen anti-mage do well in a really long time. But it's TNC, right? It's Geek fam, and it is Raven. So... if anyone can make this anti-mage work, it's gonna be him in this game.
True, but if Adroit don't win this game, in my opinion, they're not winning any games. They have a Puck against 3 cores that are mobile, who completely counters them. They have a PL who's gonna get the defusal, does a lot of physical damage, actually bursts through the AM, he cuts him in half, so... And they have a Shaker, they have so much lockdown for these heroes. In my opinion, if Adroit is gonna win any game, it's gonna be this one with this draft, so I'm gonna go with them. This is gonna be that one game that they take in this series, in my opinion.
I mean, honestly, I like their first draft and I like their second draft as well. Adroit, in my opinion, they could have won that first game too, but they just had too many misplays. In this game, if they continuously make those misplays again, AM is going to take over the game. If they don't, if they just play a normal match, they will shut him down, because not only do you have catch, you have a lot of push too, with the Chen, with the Death Prophet, and yeah, I'll go with the Adroit too.
All right, both my analysts are going to back Adroit. The issue apparently not being so far the draft's mainly execution. That's going to be the real question. Can Adroit live up to the draft expectations and take a game from Geek Fam and maybe make this series a little bit more interesting? Nomad, Kips, how about we get some input from you? I want to see what you're thinking.
A volatile draft, I would say, for Geek Fam there. I think this AM pick seems...
This AM pick, was I muted for all that? I think I was. It was a volatile draft, though, a volatile final pick. And yeah, I mean, I think overall, I think Adroit have a really good chance to take this one. What do you think, Kips?
I think so as well. On the side of Geek Fam, the players that can really make a difference here are on the supports. Like, at some point, they're going to have to stand and fight when this puck calls them, when the fissures come out, and this is where the defensive spells of these supports are really going to matter. So, especially Whitemon holding on to that Frost Shield can make a big difference. And then I am also going to be looking towards that Rubik. Zephyr played great on the Earth Shaker in that first game. Now it's up to him to steal some fissures, because that can really make a difference here as well. And right now, they're laying into Boomy, who chased in a little bit too far.
Yeah, this is looking like a first blood here for Geek Fam, so, you know, good start to the game for them. Getting a kill onto the Shaker always feels pretty good. Won't result in too much changing to the lanes or anything, but still plenty of tips coming out as well. Trying to maybe rustle his jimmies a little bit, getting a little bit hot under the color perhaps. These guys, I feel like they're having fun when they're playing this series. You know, they're taking it seriously, but they're enjoying it as well. Plenty of tips, plenty of voice chat, plenty of voice lines. It's what we like to see from some good, friendly SEA fun.
It is definitely. SEA is very close in that regard, and I know that TNC, when they're all in a room together, they just all queue at the same time, and if they get in each other's games, they're going to be flaming each other. And I imagine it's the same for Adroit, and a lot of these players are from the Philippines, so they all know each other so well. There is nothing but good Dotes feels here.
Absolutely, absolutely. Don't think you can call each other dogs in the very first game of the series without being very good friends with one another, that's for sure.
Yeah, pro tip, only call someone a dog when you know they really like you.
Yeah. Yeah, especially in this region. I understand it's got some pretty more severe connotations than what we're used to over in
does, yeah.
Our side of the pond, but all meant in jest here as we get started. So, yeah, I mean, I really like Lizard's point on the panel. You know, they kind of pick this Void Spirit and they're like, haha, we're going to bait them with a Void Spirit pick. And Droid picks some heroes which are really good against Void Spirit and they go, haha, we've got Queen of Pain instead. But it's kind of a very similar hero, especially when you look at counters. You know, it seems like a really weird move from Geek Fam where they were like, kind of tried to, you know, do the flex pick gotcha move, but it wasn't really that because Adroit were like, oh cool, we've already counted this hero, let's move on. And then AM even, you know, you've got these two blinking heroes, but you've already got the puck with the coil, you've got loads of silences from both the puck and the Death Prophet, you've got the Earth Shaker as well for long range. Like there's so much which I can see in this Adroit draft. You know, I really do think this is like a huge opportunity for them to take this game, but Natsumi, it's taken a couple of hits here for this tri-lane versus tri-lane situation up here at top.
Yeah, and I've been watching this for a while, and it's... If this tri-lane goes long, the Chen is definitely going to help Adroit come out on top here. But if the kills start flying, Geek Fam should be better at that. And right now, Raven is burning through so much of this mana on CML. One more hit? Yep.
Ooh, they get him. They get him. And Natsumi, is he okay here as well? The right clicks are coming. The ranges are there. Natsumi's going to drop as well. 2 kills up in the top lane for Geek Fam as they are ripping open this laning phase up at top so far. It's, wow, that is not good.
It is not. And on the bottom lane, meanwhile, Cuckoo is actually getting a 1v1 because of this. And that's... Well, this is not the best matchup for him on this Void Spirit. They do have the advantage here that Cuckoo is just straight up a mid laner. He knows his 1v1 matchups. So he is probably going to be more comfortable here than Bocarino. Although, hasn't... You can tell me here because I don't actually remember. Hasn't Bocarino played mid in the past as well? I feel like all of these PH players have played mid at some point.
You know, Carly's been giving the guys a lot of advice here, and some of the advice he gave me is if you say anything with confidence, people will believe you. So yes, Bokker's definitely played mid in the past. I definitely know that, and that is definitely true.
I bow to your wisdom.
Thank you very much. But yeah, we do have a quick pause out from these two teams. So that kind of gives us a chance to reflect on the lanes as Puna Pain seems to be having a pretty good start to this mid lane, all things considered, versus the Puck there.
Yeah, Puck, of course, has been getting nerfed pretty much continuously in the past couple of months. He had a nerf spirit kind of problem where he was just basically way too flexible. You could do anything with him. So
a yoga hero, as I like to call them.
A yoga hero.
Very flexible.
Very, very flexible. But in this case, like, I think the base damage nerf was one of the things that maybe Geek Fam just didn't think they would pick the Puck anymore, because whereas, you know, the builds were getting nerfed before, now it is definitely just his ability to lane, and you can see that Kay is actually running circles around Mac right now.
Yeah, he's having a great time of it. And meanwhile, up in the top lane, I think it's really important to note that Raven is, you know, Natsumi's sitting back and watching Raven CS at this point. Raven's given him a CSing masterclass, which I'm sure Natsumi values a lot, but right now would probably like to be getting a bit stuck in himself. And unfortunately, he's down at 8-2 compared to Antimage's 18-9. This tri-lane is nothing short of a disaster so far from Adroit. They need to start making some magic happen, but unfortunately, they are not wizards.
No, they are not, and this is like Raven under pressure. That's where he's at his best, in my opinion. I said it last game. I'm just gonna say it again. If you pressure Raven, you're just gonna meet a wall.
You good, buddy? I mean, nearly gets it, but not quite there. Not quite enough. Yeah, Mac just grabbed the double damage rune. I mean, they both fought for it. I feel like Carl's kind of like, well, didn't get the double damage rune. Guess I'm dead. So, happens. You know, sometimes you lose the war, and sometimes it's for a really vital rune like that. And yeah, about as unlucky as it gets, I suppose.
Yeah, it happens. At least it doesn't happen on 2 minutes anymore, which is a change that I think is really great for the mid lane. A lot less RNG involved in those first minutes. It really all comes down to your laning expertise.
Indubitably. Couldn't agree more. Meanwhile, Whitemon always got to get the TP out. CML just giving him a little zap with a harpy to say goodbye, but yeah, he's going to make it to the base. Meanwhile, Natsumi able to find a couple more creeps up here in the top lane. It's not much, but he'll definitely take it for now as they manage to force Raven back for a bit. Raven now level 3, not really a hero who can go to the jungle just yet. So he's just kind of going to sit under the tower and feel sorry for himself. Meanwhile, the rest of his team try and make stuff happen elsewhere.
Zephyr already got a stack off in the jungle just now. I think that Raven's going to have a pretty good time retreating once he does. Whereas Natsumi, his supports have just been busy on top lane, basically. Especially this Earthshaker. He is just level 2 right now. This is nothing like the Zephyr Shaker that we saw take over the laning stage of that previous game. He just doesn't have any time to leave. If he leaves, this Chen and PL are just food.
Yeah, that's certainly the truth. Meanwhile, Raven having to jump himself away quickly. Would have really liked to grab a couple of the creeps, but unfortunately, they are fighting hard over these ones. It looks like most of them are going to Geek Fam here. CML trying to grab a couple for himself, and he's going to grab it with the Harpy Stormcrafter. Thank you very much, Zip Zoop.
Oh, the Harpy's still so good. Like, the nerf to the mana pool was a very necessary
yeah,
thing there.
The thing is, one of those heroes, those creeps, which is just around for ages, though. You know, it's just kind of always broken. We always kind of saw it and like, oh yeah, that thing, that's really broken. We're just gonna ignore it. But finally, he does get patched a bit. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, we have the Puck on 26-6. Meanwhile, the Queen of Pain on 31-12. So a bit of an advantage for the Queen of Pain. We do expect this. You know, this is a Queen of Pain favored matchup classically. It's got a little bit better for Puck in recent years, and he's going for this right now because the TP coming in from behind. Boomy wrapping around the back here. Okay, he's got the ultimate, but they're going to try and keep him locked down. No Aftershock on Boomy here, and Geek Fam are able to get Carl out of there with a blink. Very close, though.
And you know what he's got? He's got a raindrop.
Raindrops saved lives. Always a carry one.
They do.
Well, not always. 70 minutes in the game, probably don't need one, but...
But it's a good investment, especially if you are up against one of these magic burst damage heroes that you know is just going to try to go for a kill as soon as they hit 6. It really slows down their momentum. And
Carl!
He actually went
Carl! Is he okay here? Is Zephyr okay here?
He is.
Anybody alright here? Mac's able to get himself out. Everybody's fine. False alarm, everybody.
I'm not alright.
That was a crazy, crazy move for the puck. A crazy move for Carl to be that far forward. Zephyr trying to make something happen with it, but yeah, CML's going to be here at least for the recall, so send the puck home, bring puck back. Meanwhile, Cuckoo jumping through Bok. Going to be okay. Meanwhile, Zephyr TPing himself away, and he's going to be nice and safe. Yeah, a lot of goes, not a lot of blood, but a lot of fighting in the middle lane as Mac and Carl really kind of getting down and dirty in the mud right now.
Carl's making his way over to bot right now, and Bok is... This is a high-level kill right now. He also doesn't have any Spirit Siphon charges right now, and Cuckoo baited him in for the last one.
Yeah, let's see if they can make something happen. Carl comes forward, he's got the scream, and oh my goodness, that is just so much damage. Was that an exorcism I just heard?
Yes, he popped the exorcism.
Wow. I've never seen exorcism popped and not a single ghost come out. That is a tragic, tragic tale.
I have, but that's when I play DP.
Alright. Ouch.
It's one of those panic presses where you're like, maybe I can do something. It's like, no, not that. You can do anything but that.
Yeah, and, Spirit Siphon, maybe. Silence, maybe. Exorcism, that's a no-no button, I'm afraid.
It is. Definitely is. So yeah, no tempo coming out from him right now. That's a double whammy for Geek Fam. They get a very high value kill, 4k on his first ultimate, as well as that. This first easy tower tempo of the Death Prophet, like there's a new catapult coming in about a minute. You'd really love to have that exorcism ready with that and take down a tower somewhere, but instead the laning stage is already breaking down. Zephyr is on bot, trying to get some levels up, because this anti-mage has had a nice enough laning stage. Oh, the Death Prophet went in.
Now this is the Spirit Siphons we like to see. Core's going to come out from Mac, and they're going to stun up Raven. The side's going to follow through as well. With the orb, they'll be able to get the kill onto Raven, and now they'll go towards Cuckoo as well, but Cuckoo a little bit more elusive. Should be able to get himself out okay. Now they'll just take this big fat stack instead, and try and get some pressure on the tower as well, I would imagine. And they're all getting in, getting messy, getting stuck in on this big stack here. Everyone wants it.
Beautiful recovery from Adroit. They put that Death Prophet on the front lines because Geek Fam's going to see that they're like, oh, we can kill him again. We can just murder all of their tempo. But instead, Max shows up. They get the anti-mage kill. And Rim is definitely going to retreat into the jungle now. Unless... Oh, they want to secure this bot tower first. That's he's just on his own down here.
I don't quite understand how Cuckoo was expecting to grab that rune off Boomy when he'd already used his remnant, but he tried. He gave it the old Oxford try, as we say, but yeah, not quite working out for him, but there we go. But yeah, you know, that exorcism at bottom, maybe it was the biggest bait we've seen, you know? Pop the exorcism. Oh, I don't have exorcism, guys. Don't kill me at top. Just kidding. Spirit Siphon's my real... I'm trying to do the guy service here, kids. Don't... Give him this.
I can definitely let it go after a recovery like that.
Yep, things back on track for Adroit here in game number 2, and I think this is going to be a tower going their way as well. The trade, of course, coming in at bottom at the same time. I'm not sure they'll be able to make it, though. They don't really have great pushing power between the anti-mage and the Lich. In fact, yeah, they're not going to do much with this whole wave as Bog TP's down bottom, and second exorcism of the game.
Yes,
technically.
Instead.
Yeah, that's pretty big. Okay. A couple of awkward moments in this game so far. Oh, goodness me. Mac, he's actually going to turn around, though. He's going to pop the coil. He's trying to go for this one, and Carla's taking a bit of damage. Mac getting dumped a little bit. Can he find it? No, he manages to get the phase shift off just about in time. Geek Fam, they got 2 low heroes. They look so tasty, but can they get in and actually take a bite out of these guys? I don't think so. Geek Fam, they get away with murder in the middle lane.
Except nobody died, no map.
No, technically not murder, no towers, no no heroes, nothing of the sort.
Ooh, that was extremely close though. It's just the length of the silence that saves the ass of the puck right there. Otherwise, he gets ulted down. And it is game over. Both teams really on their toes right here. I'm loving the way they're playing this.
You're loving the exorcism and the slams?
Yes, actually, that slam from the trees, that could have been absolutely brilliant.
Fair enough.
So, if you throw that one and you get it, everyone's calling you a genius on Reddit for a week straight. True.
Yeah, it's the low risk, high reward play, and you know, slam. It's not really that amazing of a spell early on anyway.
Not before the
so
Blink Dagger.
No, you're right.
So that's totally worth a try.
It did look a little bit funny. Meanwhile,
It
Adroit, they are feeling a bit threatened here because there's a couple of heroes missing on the map, but the PL, he's got his spider senses, or cat senses, I guess, tingling, and gets himself back to the other side of the map, but they're not done. Uh-oh, this could be a dangerous camp to farm right now. He's already used the doppelganger as well. Now they're going to get on top of him, but the puck is here, trying to control them up. Silence going to come out as well as Matsumi. He gets like, oh, no, he's going to get killed by the Chain Frost. Oh dear, CML, get away. Puck going to go down as well as Geek Fam find a hugely profitable engagement up in the top side of the Radiant map. Goodness me, that was, oh, Cuckoo, hello sir, he's feeling himself right now, and for good reason. Carl's here to back him up. They're going to try and get done onto Boomy here, but he's dropping low on the Void Spirit. Can they finish the job? Yes, they can. A little bit over-ambitious there from Cuckoo. Eyes are bigger than his mouth, as we say, but, you know, still... Yeah, no, that's not much more like that one. That was a bit interesting.
It's a very Cuckoo kind of play. They do secure the mid tower off of this though. Unfortunately, with the deny, some of that money is going to go the way of Adroit. But at the very least, they have this advantage in the mid lane now.
Setha getting his life drained away, but oh, that's cheeky. That's cheeky. He had the Waning Rift from earlier and able to just get up that cliff.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Very, very nicely done. So now they have just an aggressive advantage with that mid tower still being up. You can bring people into these camps over on the side way quicker than if your mid tower is down. It's mostly an aggressive asset as opposed to a defensive one, and Adroit is going to look to equalize this one very fast. Like, Boomy being this far up here really shows that they'd love to get some more action going on the mid lane, and in fact, they bait 2 into the
He's
coil.
got DD as well, and he just tears Zephyr apart. Cuckoo, he's able to survive at the very least, but cheeky little entry kill from Adroit, and now they like to put some pressure on the middle tier 1 tower. Bottom is being pushed in at the same time, so maybe it's a trade, but it's a Queen of Pain. She's not got that much to do down at bottom, but should still fall. It's pretty low.
Yes, and this is a great sign for Adroit. They want to slow down this game a little bit more. Oh, beautiful walking echo there.
There it is. There it is. Cuckoo gets caught out in the middle lane, and Adroit find a little bit of pudding after their middle tier 1 tower main course. Can you tell I'm having a breakfast?
Very tasty. Stop it with the food things now, man. I'm getting hungry. I skipped breakfast to...
Oh no. Very hungry cast here as Carl is going to get eaten up by Boomy, and Adroit here is... oh, I can't stop. Geek Fam, they're starting to hemorrhage a little bit. A 2k gold advantage for Adroit. You know, it's not into unfixable territories just yet. And if we look at this anti-mage, you know, he's kind of been the unsung warrior in this game so far. But Raven, he's in the money. He's got himself that's a Battle Fury.
Yes, he does. But unfortunately for him, this PL is holding pace pretty much perfectly because he's got the Diffusal Blade up and running now. And AM really has to stay ahead in order to keep this game in his favor, but right now the PL can basically already come in to clean up fights, whereas for the anti-mage, that is going to be a lot more dangerous with all of these AoE silences. So,
yeah, I think this is a point where we see if Adroit really are like as good a team as we want them to be. You know, this is when they need to put on the gas. This is when they need to see some action, some aggressive rotations, and Cuckoo is having issues, but nevertheless, he gets caught out down at bottom, trying to get some split pushing going on, trying to put some pressure and draw attention elsewhere on the map. But it does result in another kill going their way as Carl pushes in mid, going for that Yule Scepter for himself. I like this, a bit of a higher paced item, can help dodge some of these silences, but again, there's so many silences, there's so many stuns here on this Adroit draft that the Yules, you know, might not feel like enough. And that's certainly going to be the case for the AM as well. You know, that's why it's not just a game where you go Battle Fury, you get Manta, and then you start fighting. I feel like he's going to want a little bit more than that. You know, maybe he can turn up to fight the Manta, they're the right fights, but he certainly can't be the big boss in this game until he's got a couple more items under his belt. So, Geek Fam, they have 2 heroes smoked here. I imagine they're going for some vision. Yeah, they are. And Nassim is like, oh, wait a minute, what's going on here? I just see a hero looking forward onto this one as, they're getting wrapped around upon, but they get the PL. Carl, you're able to get the pick off here. I think Adroit were a little bit slow to react to that one. 2 folks on getting the kills in the backland and not keeping their PL safe. The Whitemon diving around the trees here is going to get killed off. Meanwhile, Merc looking for something here. He's looking for Zephyr. Is he going to find him though, Zephyr? He's in a bit of a naughty position. He uses the Waning Rift again and gets gets himself to safety. I can't believe they didn't find him there, but they don't look hard enough. And, well, Zephyr wins that game of hide and seek.
Yes, and this is amazing. You get a kill on the PL, it's surgical. Really, and this one of the things that I'm worried about specifically in this game for Geek Fam, right, is you don't really have a front line. If you don't have a front line, it is so hard to get information on the heroes to jump on. So it's all about your positioning and all about, for example, Whitemon being in a bit of an overextended position there, drawing the enemy positionings apart so that they were exactly in the wrong spot to react to this PL getting blown up on the back end. But you got to do that if you're the Lich, because nobody else is going to get that information. It's very hard for Geek Fam to find those targets when they really need to. They have this big entrance damage with the Void Spirit, with the Queen of Pain, blow someone up, get out again, hopefully. And the only way to do that is by, well, putting some people at risk. So they gotta keep playing like that if they want to keep a hold of this game.
Yep. Keep it steady, but keep on that gas. That is the name of the game right now, and that's going to be the attempt here as they wrap in towards the middle lane. Adroit, what can they find? They need to start coming up with something. Zephyr going to be a target here, and this should be an easy pick-off here as they're going to open up with a coil and be able to finish them off pretty easily. Adroit, they get something, and now they look to turn it into a tower as well. A TP was threatened, but not completed as they finish off the push and the aggression here, although tower still plenty healthy for the time being, but they got creeps coming in, and I really don't think Geek Fam are going to answer this one. They are happy to leave their anti-mage farming, and he's actually building himself quite a huge advantage here. Look at the damage done, look at this AM, 3.2k. This man has not been playing Dota, he's been playing some Farming Simulator 2020.
I've heard that's an esport now.
Yeah, I think I heard that as well. It's pretty exciting, isn't it? Like, it's sponsored by loads of like tractor companies and stuff. It's pretty sick.
That's great.
Yeah, hide those last hits.
Oh, and this is where you really want to have... Oh, Cuckoo jumping in for his core.
Yeah, he's trying to save Raven, trying to just provide the big distraction here, and it's actually giving them a bit of a razzle-dazzle here, but unfortunately, he will not be able to get out. Although I say that, Geek Fam are coming in. Oh my goodness! The scream comes through! Adroit get cut in two, my word! They are gone! Boomy, Natsumi, Mac, all sent into their graves prematurely here. I wasn't expecting that at all. They just, Geek Fam just turn up on the sidelines and go, hey, Sonic Wave's a pretty good spell, let's show Adroit that. Wow. Okay. This is huge. I mean, this is now just more space for Anti-Mage, more time for Geek Fam. I'm really worried for Adroit at this stage.
Yep, and this is what I was talking about, right? You gotta go in with somebody to get that information, and like they even get Adroit to just clump up there onto Cuckoo because he spends both of his astral steps just going in there. He's still overextended, and he looks like he's ripe for the picking, but instead K comes in from the side and blows everyone to shreds. It's really well done by Geek Fam.
Yeah, and it's you know, the long bait, right? Because there's been so many engagements where Cuckoo's been like maybe caught out, maybe led them on a bit of a merry chase, but often, you know, he's just been playing around this bottom lane, and then they've kind of just used this enough. It's become such a learnt thing for Adroit now that they just didn't think it through. And Geek Fam completely read the situation, and they completely abused that on Adroit. And, well, they're now going to go for Roshan. I like this play. I think this is important. Is there going to be a reaction from Geek Fam without the Sonic Wave, without their AM still being online? I think it's unlikely. There should be a free Roshan, but they have popped Exorcism for it. Now, I think it would take way too long if they didn't, but at the same time, without Exorcism now, it's going to keep on slowing them down and keep allowing this anti-mage to become a factor in this game, and he is getting so far ahead. Adroit, they have to be, you know, butts clenched a little bit as this game goes later and later. Those cheeks get tighter and tighter.
One thing that Aegis is going to do for them is it means that the PL right now is not a target for that immediate blow up anymore, and PL loves his long fights.
Yep.
So especially if Geek Fam, like it's sort of a damned if they do, damned if they don't situation right now. If they don't blow up the PL, he's going to just rampage through all of these fragile heroes who really love their mana pools. And the other way around, if they do target him, he's just going to come back. And unless Adroit misplay again, it's going to be pretty hard for Geek Fam to blow up 2 or 3 people at the same time again. They must have learned that lesson by now.
Sure, but they are putting pressure on bottom, so mirroring Adroit's aggression here in their own way and trying to tempt them back to their side of the map. You know, guys, you don't really want to push this. You know, you're going to lose your tier 2. Do you want to do that? And, well, the answer for Adroit has to be yes, because I don't really think they can afford to spend too much longer trying to wait here, but they do need to wait for this exorcism, I think. How much longer do we have on it? I'm not sure.
Not too long. It's about 45 seconds. So if they would hang around here, they could definitely contest this high ground, but instead they're bringing people back. There's one of the problems with trading towers against an anti-mage is that he is going to start threatening base at some point, and he is much better at that than a lot of these other split pushing heroes. And the PL kind of feels like fighting with his team right now. This anti-mage is totally fine just sitting on the other side of the map, going about his business, waiting until he can snipe some precious hit points off of that bottom tower of yours. So Adroit have to be careful with that now that they've traded this tower.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's creating opportunities for Geek Fam to try and come back into this one. Well, to try and stay back in it. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I think Geek Fam are in a really good position now. They've managed to ride out the waves. You know, Adroit do have this Aegis, but Geek Fam, they're playing the map really well. They're holding back Adroit's aggression. I think this next exorcism is the last chance maybe for Adroit in this game. I mean, maybe not the last chance, but definitely, you know, their last good chance to try and get this game under their belts.
It does feel like that for me as well. There's Boots of Travel on Max, so he can deal with some of the split push pressure, but even then, the threat remains. And Zephyr is even slowing down this push on top, and he gets caught out by the fissure.
Nice fissure from Boomy. Yep, finds him, and doppelganger stolen. Yeah, makes his kill last like a second longer, if that. But yeah, they bring Zephyr down. He got buyback, I suppose, if they want to try and make the high ground defense here, but now they're coming up and, you know, they've got that buyback in their favor. And yeah, look at this. Geek Fam, they know they probably need to defend this one. AM's going to try and spend as much time out of base as possible, but the Frost Shield exorcism popped from Bok here as they are looking to try and force something out of Geek Fam, force their hand. Keeping this creep wave alive will be of paramount importance, but they've actually used the Fortify quite early here, so there will be an opportunity to get some real damage off from this tower, but the Frost Shield's doing a lot of work. Adroit still hanging around here, but Natsumi, he's going to start to get the right clicks in. Meanwhile, though, AM, he's going bottom at the same time. We got a bit of split pushing action coming through, and Queen of Pain actually goes in for the deny. My goodness. Raven, though, gets coiled up, but there's no one coming through to really help out with this kill, because there's a fight going on top, actually. He's jumping forwards onto Natsumi. Bok, though, he's popping his own BKB, but the exorcism is done. It's going to be a TP out now from him. There is nothing to interrupt this, so Bok will get himself to safety. Everybody else trying to get them to way out as this one as well. Boomy might not be so lucky. Smoke's going to come out from them. Natsumi on the run. They've got the Yules out onto one. I think that's a Chen caught out behind here. Who really cares about a Chen, though? CML will die for this retreat.
That feels like a little bit of a frustration chain, Frost. Like, I haven't gotten to do anything in 15 minutes. I want these creeps. Yeah, it's a boring game to play as Lich right now, I'm sure. But, you know, he got to cast some Frost Shields on that tier 3 tower, which made this push take a lot longer than Adroit would have liked. But, yeah, is this enough? The Aegis is about to run out. Exorcism is down. Geek Fam, they know this. They realize they have a good timing, and they're actually going to go aggressive here as Raven jumping straight onto the puck here. Not finding much, but, well, might be finding something, actually, as Matt goes north. He's a little bit caught out here. Can he make his way out of this situation? I'm not too sure. That's, well, actually, with Natsumi coming in, that's going to be the threat to push back Geek Fam. Geek Fam still playing cautiously. Don't want to tempt too much here. They know that Echo Slam is still available. They know that this Coil is still available. Adroit certainly don't have nothing in their quiver. Yep, it's especially the coil. They have to respect that. If they get caught by a coil with 2 cores right under the tower there, that could spell disaster for them. So they really can't do that yet. I'm seeing that Raven is going for a Scotty, is nearly ready to pick it up as well. He's going to be way more tanky with that, and he'll probably be able to actually stand and fight.
Hold on, watching the replay from the screen from earlier, and my god, that was just completely unexpected. You could tell Adroit had absolutely no clue that was coming for them. But yeah, Scatty now finished up on the anti-mage.
Yeah, I was talking about that all the way at the start of the game, right? They gotta stand and fight through all of these silences, and Raven is about ready to do that. He just doesn't have a lot of damage yet, and I guess he's going to want to get most of it just out of his mana burn, because he's queuing up the BKB next. He really wants to just stay alive.
That's the aim of the game. Craggy Coat being found by him from the enemy ancient camp. Yeah, Pupil's Gift, Skadi, Manta. This man has stats for days. He's feeling pretty tanky right now. Adroit, they might not be able to bring him down that easily at this stage in the game. In fact, I think it's starting to look pretty difficult for this team. I don't know what else they could have done though. I mean, that Exorcism runs out at top. You can't stay. You can't keep on fighting without Exorcism, and GeekFam were pushing bottom at the same time, so they didn't have an option. But GeekFam just kind of orchestrating the map exactly how they want, and it feels like Adroit don't really have much of a say on how this game is going anymore.
With the next Exorcism, they can definitely push top again, for example, because the problem with this anti-mage's lack of damage is that he doesn't really threaten that bot lane yet. You can see he was on his own there for quite a while, and he only took about half HP off of the tower. And he has to be extremely careful of the puck coil. As soon as the puck drops the coil, he needs to probably break it, actually.
Yeah, I think you're right. And talking to coils, there's one now being thrown down onto Whitemon. Okay, alright, this is a dead Lich, fair enough. Coil committed for Lich, I think Whitemon will take that trade. He's just going on a bit of a warding mission. Happy to give his life for that, but still in the grave for 40 more seconds.
Hard up on the PL soon, and I do think Adroit, if they have this heart, it's going to be very hard for them to just clear out the illusions with the magic burst that they have, and it's going to get riskier and riskier as well.
Yep. Oh, Echo Slam coming down, and that is a big slam, but she gets the BKB off. She gets the blink away. Carl, despite taking a ton of damage from that one, is still going to be okay. And now Cuckoo, well, he's not actually in range to interrupt there. Zephyr is going to get dropped, but this is an Exorcism being used here. Adroit, they desperately need to find something from this, and I don't think they're going to. This is just going to be an Echo Slam, Exorcism, a Coil, all used for naught here, as Geek Fam, they're able to get Carl away, and yeah, that does not feel good. The reaction, the follow-through was not quick enough. They didn't have the chain stun, and that just means the Queen of Pain gets herself to safety.
My goodness, that was hella close, though. Kate definitely didn't see that coming.
No. Didn't manage to avoid the Echo Slam, but did manage to avoid the following damage, which is, you know, best case scenario, really. Now Echo Slam's down. Again, more time, more space, and AM really far ahead at this point. He's got about 6k more gold than the Phantom Lancer, heading towards a BKB next. So, you know, that is the I am ready to fight item. I have finished farming.
Mine agriculture hath ceased. The big deal is the Exorcism being down, though. This is just 1.5 minutes of Adroit sitting on their hands.
Yep. Yeah, it feels like this Exorcism has been kind of the big problem, I want to say, of this draft. And it sounds weird to say that because they've been making so much use of it, but at the same time, they've been so limited. You know, if they had maybe a different hero that could push without it, then sure, I mean, the game would feel better, but I don't know, it's a hard one to look at like that, as Mackie's getting in trouble in the middle lane here. They're trying to get him away here. Science comes out from Bok. Mac, though, he needs to run. He's going to throw down the coil and get himself... Oh, nice scream coming out from Carl there. Sonic Wave, and he's got no choice but to come back into existence right in the middle of that big old scream. And Raven, he is by no means done with this. Clumsy net. Oh, well, it's going to buy space for the anti-mage to get in as PL's illusions come over, but the real boy is not coming up to this one. No chance. And Boomy might have just thrown his lot into the run box in this occasion here, as he's now stuck in the trees, surrounded and getting brought down. He is drowned up in the top lane in the trees. And Geek Fam, they just keep it coming in right now. They're getting the kills, they're wasting Adroit's time, and they are finding so much.
Honestly, a bit of a wasted ultimate again from Adroit. Just with the Exorcism earlier, this coil here, you can see as soon as the coil is down, Geek Fam can do whatever they want. This is the Aghanim's coil too. It's like, if you have a BKB, it doesn't care about that.
Nope.
It's huge lockdown for all of these extremely mobile cores, but once it's down, you're just going to get chased out, and they even got the BKB on Bok near the end there. Just because otherwise he wouldn't escape with his life.
Roshan is happening right now. The Science is going to come out. They're going to try and delay this one. I feel like they have to. Phantom Lancer taken to the front lines with the illusions here, trying to voice them out, and they've actually been able to do so. Exorcism has been popped for this one, and it feels like Geek Fam
Well dropped on
are
one.
willing to let it fall, really. Cuckoo be in control, but they get Roche. They get the Aegis, and Natsumi's going to take it, but meanwhile, the backlines, I'll take Cuckoo, and comes Echo Slam down as well, but BKB was out from Raven in time, able to dodge it out, and now Boomy's in some real trouble. He's got to get popped. Meanwhile, Whitemon in some trouble, getting beaten down by the army of Phantom Lancers. Adroit, they might be able to find themselves a fight here. Whitemon gets dropped, and now they look over towards Carl as well. Carl, he's got that BKB. He's able to do well. TP away will be successful. There is no interrupt there. The Queen of Pain gets herself out. They lose 3 from that one, a buyback from Cuckoo and a buyback from Boomy as well. Adroit, they are fighting so hard for this one. They do not want this game to drop. They know it should be theirs, and now they are fighting as hard as they can for every little bit they can grab with this Aegis in hand. Their push is now being mounted, and is this a call to not wait for the exorcism? Is this a call to just go, Kips?
I think it might be, just because the Phantom Lancer is so close to Heart. If he gets that Heart to him right now, they can totally siege, but he'd have to play just a little bit more careful until that is up. The Heart is their condition to go high ground.
They need to wait. They're going to try and buy a little bit more time. Maybe the Heart timing should correspond to the Exorcism and the Echo Slam. Geek Fam, though, I love this from them. I absolutely love this. They smoke up as 5. They know this window. They read it. It's almost like they're listening. And they're like, okay, we need to go. We need to get this right now. And Raven, Cuckoo, Zephyr remaining in smoke, coming forwards, trying to see if there is any kind of lackadaisicalness from Adroit. See if they leave anybody behind.
Still down as well.
They need a couple more seconds. They're going to find Boomy here. Now, Boomy is a good target because he bought back into this one, and he's going to be dead for 75 seconds. Uh-oh, this is bad. This is Natsumi. He does have the Aegis. Maybe they can make something happen here, but Natsumi is losing his life pretty fast. He's trying to find Whitemon here. They're trying to find at least one kill. Sonic Wave's going to cut through him. Natsumi's still alive for the time being. They're not going to be able to finish off with a Mana Void either. They're actually making this fight work for them right now. As Queen of Pain being controlled up, and now CML trying to get himself out, but it's Zephyr who's brought down in the back lines. They're going to trade with CML right now, but now Adroit, they smell blood, and they're looking for Raven with the BKB, trying to find a Vince in this one. Meanwhile, Natsumi, he's got the Aegis, he's trying to find down Carl. Carl's getting low. Can they get a kill? The sun's down onto him. Can he get the blink away? He's going to get up, trying to get himself over to the trees. But he's so low on HP. He's going to get himself out there. The blink is there. Geek Fam, they're managing to stem the flow a little bit. Cuckoo will die. He dies back into it. Another trade here, and they actually find him. Mac jumping forwards here, able to chase down Carl, get themselves a kill. Bok, again, the Exorcism was popped for this one, but I think they need to go. What the hell's going on back here? They can't see him out, but they get Zephyr in response here. Yeah, this is a dive which kind of baits Zephyr in a little bit, but I think they take it for getting the Chen. I'm not sure how worth that is, but still, I mean, they're delaying, right? They're holding the line still. Was the Aegis using that fight?
No, it wasn't.
No, he managed to get himself out, and they've still got a decent amount of time left on that one, so they might be able to find one more push with the Exorcism.
Raven is on top of Bok right now.
Yeah, Mana Void going to come out once again here. Raven
and he just doesn't do any damage without it.
Yeah, but unfortunately there's no help for Bok. He's going to get killed off. Your death prophet, dead for 80 seconds. My goodness. What a mess this game has descended into. I mean, I feel like there's chaos. There's just constant fighting. There's brawling across the map for the last kind of 5 minutes or so. It's definitely favored Geek Fam a little bit. But Adroit have been pretty successful in their engagements, and now, okay, they're going up. Are they? No, they're not. They're backing out. This is such a cat and mouse, a push and shove game right now. It's really enjoyable to watch, though. My goodness.
Yeah, it is. It's like one of the things that I'm wondering about is just Raven always getting kited around in these fights. You're seeing that he's staying alive. Nobody's really threatening him, but he's also not dealing all that much damage. And it's why I was wondering about his build before a little bit, because he doesn't have the Basher up to just make sure that he can stay on a target. And right now that makes it very hard for him to properly challenge any of the cores on Adroit.
Right. Yeah, and he is going for it next, but that is like his very last item behind, you know, this Eye of Skadi, this BKB. Everything came before the Basher. Maybe that came out to bite him a little bit here. PL also picking up a Basher of his own here and trying to play around a bit, but there's a double damage rune on Raven in the bottle, so for the next fight they will have that one ready, locked and loaded. Meanwhile, Puck hitting level 25. Now this is an important one, the plus 425 rating with Waning Rift, AoE, and range. So this is an insane talent. This is like a screen full of silence thrown the way of Geek Fam. They do have BKBs, they do have Yours and stuff like this, but it's still going to be super duper annoying to play against. It's definitely something which they can abuse. And now they find Raven. Coil's going to be used. They're going to try and blow him up here, but he's going to get off the BKB in time. With the Clipper Cape, it doesn't seem like they have the vision on him right now. Raven happy to stand and fight, and he's got that double damage rune popped as well. Atumi, he's being controlled up. He doesn't have that Aegis anymore. It's going to be alright there. Meanwhile, Bot popping that BKB. They're looking for Raven right now. Raven's going to be the target, but he's going to get himself out. There is not much here from Adroit, and this Chain Frost is actually doing a decent amount of work. Meanwhile, the backlines, K's being locked down. Boomy holding him still, using Echo Slam to keep K controlled up, and they will be able to bring down the Queen of Pain. 90 seconds. Dead. Adroit, with the Exism, now need to head to the high ground. It's running out, but I'm wondering how much more they have to rely on it. Natsumi is hitting critical mass. Could it be possible to go without it? Well, no, because they're going onto the backlines. Mac being controlled up. The Scissor Gate's coming through as well, and they're going to be able to kill off the pipe. But meanwhile, Zephyr's in some trouble. Zephyr, though, he's actually infist up, and they don't have the detection for him right now as they're trying to find a different target. Buck on the front lines trying to fight up. Meanwhile, they're going to be able to kill off Zephyr from the backlines. Raven, though, still trying to play around a little bit here. He's trying to be cheeky, trying to find an opening, but he's just not finding it. And meanwhile, his supports are dying. So instead, he goes for the split. But they have creeps already. They are on the high ground. The singular range creep, the singular champion, keep him alive, Adroit. He's your last hope. They're even going to take him over. CML, they don't want to let him fall. He will eventually die here, but it should be enough time to take some of these buildings. They don't have any more creeps pushing in anywhere else. Repair kit, is it enough to save the barracks? Looks like it isn't. Can they go through backdoor protection kits? We're about to find out.
I think they can, but they need to all be hitting at the same time.
Yep. And with the repair kit, that's not possible. But they ping out the range barracks. They're hanging around, cutting the wave. Puck has come back, and he's been able to push out the top wave as well. So they will have creep shortly. 15 seconds though until the Queen of Pain is coming back into this one. Our Exism 45 seconds still. Again, not quite as important as it's been in previous points in the game, where we're now hitting that late game situation where they don't rely on it quite as much, but still, they would like to have it. Geek Fam, Raven charging forwards here. Mac trying to jump in and find himself a cheeky pickoff. They're actually able to get the Fisher out onto Raven, but Raven, he is tanky enough. Spirit Siphon not doing that much. Meanwhile, Core comes out of the backline. Mac playing around with him. Cuckoo breaks a coil, and he's going to get dropped here. That's an Aghanim. That hurts. Meanwhile, Raven jumping in, popping the BKB, and Natsumi out of mana and running out of health as well. Can they get him out? They're going to put the greaves, but unfortunately, it looks like he's running out of HP. There's not much they can do. Sonic Wave comes cutting through, and finally, a cheeky little jump from the Rubik and the backlines will finish off that kill. Now, Buck is going to pop that BKB. Raven, does he have the mana void? He does not, and gets himself out. So they lose their PL. They could try and force a buyback here on Geek Fam, but they don't have their Void Spirit for another 43 seconds. What is the play, Kips?
Ooh, I'm honestly not sure. I want to see this basher up on Raven pretty much yesterday. You see, the only reason they get the PL there is just because he's so far forward, and I dare say that the Guardian Greaves there replenishing his mana kind of does him more bad than good, just because that's immediately more damage into Raven.
Oh god, CML. No, 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 please, no, Raven, no. He's able to get himself out though, looks like. Thanks to a friendly Fisher.
It is so hard for Geek Fam to fight into this huge AoE silence. See, all their supports are just clumped together and immediately made useless by this puck. I'm absolutely loving this puck pick. I think it was the way for Adroit to keep this game going, and he's been doing exactly what he needed to do.
And well, we are hitting that 40-minute mark, and as you can see popping up on the right hands of your screen, that is going to be a Leveler and a Ninja Gear coming out so far for the side of Geek Fam. I'm trying to think of the big items which will turn this one around, and obviously we've got a PL. We're always thinking about that Illusionist's Cape. If Adroit find that one, then that is just going to be absolutely huge. But to be honest, it goes the same way for Geek Fam as well. If they find one, then on the AM, that's going to be pretty key. But they've already found 3, and so far, not much. A Witless Shaco, a Ninja Gear. I'm sure the AM will take that one happily. He's still sitting with the Philosopher's Stone as they jump onto CML, sorry, the Pupil's Gift. CML will get finished off by Cuckoo.
I was actually expecting the Leveler to go into Raven's backpack just because he is the big split push threat.
Oh, they're going to give this Flicker to Puck, because that sounds pretty tasty. I'm into that. I mean, I think the DP can take it as well. They're smoking up though. This Roshan attempt, it's happening pretty quickly, and it's got a refresher shard, which they would absolutely love on Adroit. Boomy's coming on over. There's not enough people in the pit to make a slam worthwhile, but to be honest, if you can lock down Raven long enough, then it might be. Meanwhile, they jump in. Box immediately going to get caught out by the little remnant there. As Roshan getting real low here. Who's going to grab it? Raven grabs the Aegis. Meanwhile, Song comes king on through, and he's going to get himself out. He gets the Aegis, he gets himself to safety. Bok, meanwhile, being held still by White One on the back lines. Now the rest of the team making their way over, and Bok will be dropped dead without Exilum as well. 92 seconds. Where did the other items from Roshan go is my big question right now. Where is that cheese? And more importantly, where is that refresher shard?
I'm looking around, but I can't find any of it right now.
Yeah, we've got the items up, but I can't see any of it. Perhaps it's in a courier, perhaps it's... Oh, okay, we got the cheese on Queen of Pain. Thank you, Observer, helping me my blind butt out. But yeah, I can't see that refresher shard anywhere just yet. I imagine it might be in the base waiting for the Death Prophet to respawn. Meanwhile, Raven, oh my goodness, he's in trouble. He's going to get that Aegis just disappears. Death Prophet buying back, wants to come back into this one. Meanwhile, Whitemon, he's in some real trouble being chased back into the river. Meanwhile, Boomy doing his best to lock down Raven, allowing Natsumi the time to get over here. Still got plenty of mana and able to blink himself away. Meanwhile, they're still chasing Block and Mac on the chase. Meanwhile, the Silence comes out onto both of them. Raven still trying to run himself away. Coil comes out though. He's going to pop the counter spell, trying to get himself to safety, but the coil was snapped. The damage is there. They get Raven. He's got no buyback. Meanwhile, Kay's going to get silenced up by Max. They jump forward onto the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain trying to run and should be successful here. Those big fat silences, not quite enough to find Carl, but still, he's just jumping on forwards here. Carl on the slow retreat. Meanwhile, they might have found the Void Spirit on the backlines here. They're surrounding him, but he's got the BKB to get himself away. An Astral Step over. Gonna get himself out, it looks like. Bok unable to do much. And, well, the game doth continue, Kips.
Lord. Like,
Jesus.
Raven, when I said that I wanted you to get that Basher yesterday, I didn't mean buy out for it and then YOLO in.
Yeah, 60 seconds. Geek fam, they are sweating buckets right now. Natsumi, the biggest threat, coming up onto the high ground. And those big fat silencers as well, just doing so much work. The lift comes out onto PL, just trying to delay him. Repair kit being used as well. Slowing him down. Holding the line, but it's taking him some real time to back to his tower. Repair kit and frost shield. This is disgusting.
It is absolutely disgusting. It's disgusting enough that I've been complaining about it for months now.
Yeah, I mean, finally they've run out of repair kits at last.
No,
Fortify, there we go, fine, whatever. That's cool, that's violence, that's neat. Whatever, okay, Exodus now forced out. And Frost Shield, it finally isn't doing enough, but 12 seconds until Anti-Mage is back. It's about to kick off, Kips. Unless Adroit want to leave, but K jumps in, he's popping the BKB. Core's going to be used onto the Queen of Pain right now. They really want to get these Mega Creeps, though. How much is it going to cost them? They get the Mega Creeps now. Can they get themselves out? Do they even want to get themselves out? Carl's going to get dropped. Does have buyback. It is going to use it. Meanwhile, they're going to get Cuckoo trying to phase it out. Meanwhile, the Death Prophet on the sideline getting used up. Scream's going to come cutting on through. Shen, they finish the job here. Booming going to drop down the ultimate here. Trying to control up Raven and give Natsumi to face it. They're on top of Raven right now. Raven, he needs to get himself out and will be able to blink away, but he's still being chased. Meanwhile, Carl, he's in some trouble, being controlled up. Meanwhile, Boomy has to back himself up. That BKB is ending, but the Queen of Pain might not be so lucky. She needs to get herself out, blink forwards, but Natsumi, he's ready and waiting for her and will be able to get the kill on the steps of the base. The dive back from the Queen of Pain is so costly. Raven, you got to pull out a miracle, but getting first hit back is not the miracle you're looking for. Abyssal going to follow up as well. Raven, he's getting low. He's running out of health, but Max actually the one in real trouble right now. The puck is going to go down. Natsumi, he looks like he's all alone all of a sudden. His team is behind him, but they are holding back. I think there has been a call from Adroit to just chill the F out, get yourselves the F away, but Zephyr says, no way, I'm coming in for this one. Geek fan, they continue to chase. That team is going to get caught out a little bit here. Meanwhile, CML trying to run himself on the side of the backlines here, but they've got him lifted up, thrown into the air. Meanwhile, Natsumi trying to get on top of Raven, but they will be able to kill off the Chen. Now Natsumi all alone fighting up into Raven, but he might actually be able to. No, blink away. They don't have the chase. Boomy does come in, trying to help this one out. Meanwhile, Cuckoo popping that BKB, trying to get himself back up to the sidelines. Astral Step back into his base, and it looks like finally this fight might be over as the Angel was actually being hit by creeps. They have to come back and defend that one, but Adroit, they are not done. Kivs, get a word in edgeways, please, quickly.
Oh, I am I'm not sure if it was the right decision from Raven there to blink out
But here
and leave Code to die.
Raven jumping back in again. The Ancient is exposed. They're trying to jump on top of him right now. Void gonna come out onto Natsumi. Natsumi is getting low. He's trying to focus the Ancient, but they're not doing nearly enough damage to it. Natsumi trying to fight up with Raven, but Raven, he's a bit of a boss right now. Meanwhile, Boomy comes in with a two-man stomp on the backlines here. They just turn around and try and rip apart this Earthshaker, but they don't have enough. Raven's gonna get dropped, but now he's got the buyback. Coming back into this one, defending the Ancient. Can they do it? It's being attacked. Bok just trying to get the right clicks off. Natsumi as well. It's getting low. Can they do it? Then Raven popping the Mancer, trying to bring down Natsumi, but it's not enough. The Aegis will fall. The Ancient will fall, and Adroit get the victory.